Good day, folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Trevor and I am your one-armed bandit in the bush. Today I'm giving an update on a previous video where I did a feature on the Energizer PowerSource Pro battery bundle with the solar panel, the 200 watt solar panel charger that comes and ships with that unit. This is the product offering which was on offer from Costco back then. I now want to give a further update because I had been using the product for the duration of one overlanding trip that had lasted 4 weeks, and I have subsequently done another trip which was closer to 9 weeks, where this battery continued to be my main source of power. What had changed between the two trips was, in the first trip I never had any power in the back of the truck. So I was running my refrigerator and cooler off that battery only, as it could not run off the vehicle, given that it was in the back of my truck. This time around, that was not the case. However, I still cannot charge off 12 volt. That battery does not have a 12 volt charging capability, which is one of the disadvantages of it. However, the 110 and the solar power proved to be adequate for my use case. So I want to talk a little through that use case, particularly in the last trip that I did over the course of 9 weeks. My use case was that I was traveling typically on alternate days. So a day on the road, a day in camp. And usually the day in camp would be spent working on either tinkering on things in the vehicle, around the campsite, working with equipment, flying the drone, editing material, creating videos, etc. So during the course of those days, I would still be utilizing a lot of power. Not only would the refrigerator be running off the battery, but so too would I be charging batteries for my drone. So it's a pack of 3 drone batteries. That means they are constantly on charge in circulation. It would be the iPad and my MacBook, as those are used for both content creation and editing. And of course, it would be a phone that needs to be kept on charge that is also used as a camera for recording and editing, etc. So, you know, the power requirements are there, although not heavy. Those are my power requirements. In addition, in this last journey, I can say to you that there were a few nights where it did get rather cold, and I would run my diesel heater off that same solar generator. So, you know, it would work through the course of the evening. And then if I traveled the next day, that meant that that battery didn't get charged during the course of the drive. Only when I got to camp would I have perhaps an hour or two to charge. And then it would run again through the evening, and only the next day would I be in camp a full day for it to get a full day on the solar panels to fully charge itself back up again, which invariably it did. You know, the power would drop down at times to low 30s, but constantly I'd get it charged up to being fully charged again by the end of the day. So that being my use case, that being the product bundle, so 1,000 watts with a 200 watt solar panel coming in at $1,000. So that's a very good price point, I feel, per watt, in terms of what you're getting, given that the solar panel comes with it, versus what it was at the time, and when I last checked, still the case, $1,800 on Amazon. And at that price point, I would not recommend it, for simple reason that the product cycle, or the product life cycle, not the life cycle of the device, in other words, not the battery's life cycle, but just how long each of these product is a new product, is really, now it's almost a matter of weeks, and every couple of weeks there's new product coming out or updates coming from the various vendors or equipment manufacturers. So, they keep improving in terms of performance. So therefore the price per watt continues to come down. The solar panels continue to improve in terms of their efficiency. So, I think just overall in terms of the performance itself for a off-grid solution for an overlander, it just continues to be a more compelling value proposition. And then the other thing that continues to change is that the interface that you have with the battery continues to become one more sophisticated insofar as capability is concerned, in that you can now hook up via Bluetooth and you can manage via an app on your mobile device. So, for a battery of that size, of that capability, with that level of sophistication, solar generators are certainly a very, very, very viable solution to look at. I'm not saying that they totally replace the need for a second battery in your vehicle. Your use case will determine what you need. And in my use case, overlanding in the way that I do, as frequently as I do, for as long as I do, with that kind of a power consumption requirement, at this point, it is satisfying my need. Do I aim to add any additional power in the future? Yes, in all likelihood, I will be adding additional power. And I'll probably be taking a look at that sometime early in the new year, and then make up my mind as to exactly what I do. There are a few more updates that I am doing to Pumbaa before I get back out on the road again, sometime in the February period. But for now, that's the update. I would still recommend strongly at that price point. If you have a use case the same as mine, it's a no-brainer. I'd still do the deal again. So if I don't speak to you then, have a wonderful Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you again early in the new year.